fly if you show me your okay.
Rolling along.
Well, we haven't been really.
No.
For around 8 months.
We stopped.
It's been. We've
gathered so
we have
much
gathered
moss.
so much moss. You're the mossiest buddy. We're disgusting, full of moss.
Yeah.
Like
pretty much.
That you know
Fully
how,
green.
and like just covered in weird moisture. Like, what's the origin of it? You know what I
I
mean?
want it. Yeah. So
You
great.
want it?
I love moisture. If you know me.
Do you? I do know you, and I
do.
didn't know that.
Really?
No, well, actually, I kind of
Humidity. My
Really?
best friend.
You're a human person.
Yeah.
You know, since we last talked, I've been to Houston in the summer.
Oh.
It is humid AF over there in
Yeah.
August. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, it's pretty rough.
Really? Where's the water coming from? Isn't it dry? Dry that way? Dry out there?
Well, I think it's pretty close to a gulf, and therefore
sure.
the moisture is kind of heaving in
Sure.
from the Gulf of Mexico.
I don't think I've ever
Been to Houston?
been to Texas. Period.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be for you. I'm not sure if Texas is really a Maggie spot.
You know,
Can't recommend it to
I'm
you.
open to it.
I enjoyed it fine.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the people I saw there very much, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd be your spot.
It seems really hot.
It's real hot.
Yeah.
Real hot. Did you know that until air conditioning was invented, Houston was a city of 80,000 people or something like that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, sure.
As in, it was a tiny little town.
Sure.
And air conditioning got invented. Then suddenly, holy shit, it's a metropolis.
I mean, oh my God. Have you ever been to Phoenix, Arizona?
I have. Drier heat. Pretty rough, though.
Get out of here.
It gets to 120 sometimes.
It's a different planet on this planet.
One time, it was 120 degrees out, and my buddies, different group of friends, you don't know them,
Yeah.
were like, let's do a fantasy draft in Palm Springs. So we went out to Palm Springs.
To
where it was-
die?
Yeah. I couldn't understand.
Oh my God.
What was the plan here?
Yeah.
Why was this the fun idea? Because somebody had a pool out there. I'm like, there's pools here.
At that point, the pool water is about as hot as the
Yeah.
air at that
Yeah,
point.
you're sitting in.
It's
You're
not relief.
Yeah, you're sitting in water in an in-between state.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Might as well be sweat.
It might as well be.
Wow.
Might as well be. They did have a lemon tree out there. We did hurl lemons at each other between
Well,
draft
that's
picks.
fun.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You know, who doesn't like a good lemon? Anyway, this is I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
It is.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
What's it been? June? When was the
My
last time? I don't
God.
even know when we released our last one.
I don't know. I don't know.
I know we recorded
know.
one in June.
We did?
We recorded an ill-fated version
We
of this
did.
podcast
We
in
have.
June.
Is that our only? Is that our only episode that is like on the shelf? Probably.
It's the only time we have recorded an episode that we did not release.
Yeah.
We've re-recorded episodes once or
Yes.
twice because of
Yes.
recording stuff or
Right.
whatever.
I think that's a pretty good track record.
But that one we did not release because
no one wants to hear us talk for 6 hours.
it was 2.5.
It was.
Now people do like to hear people talk for 2.5 hours. Trust me, I've heard that Dave watched Twilight apparently and did a really long podcast. I've been told. So
Well, there's a lot to discuss there.
I wouldn't know, but I've heard awful. Yeah. Anyway, it was 2.5 hours. It got into what is sin,
Yeah,
and
baby.
like original sin,
Yes,
and
concepts of
yeah,
their witch by.
yeah. It got really theological and philosophical,
Yeah.
based on a Pedro Almodovar movie that it turned out was
Yes.
not a good pick for emotions for us.
Yes.
Yes. And
I mean, in
so-
a way, a great episode, but in another way, we were like, we don't want to.
Get this heavy for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For it was.
Well, we
fun
tried
for
to cut
us.
it.
Yeah, you
I
tried.
cut 4 different versions of it, and then
Yeah.
finally we're like, you know what?
You know what?
That's it.
That's
You know what?
we tried our best.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
That's it.
We're doing it live.
We're doing it. So here we are, doing it live again.
Woo.
Yeah. You think like future generations will even know what we're doing it live is? What that bit is?
In such, they will hear it and think that's funny, and then one of their parents will go, "Do you know what that's from?" And then they'll pull up the YouTube clip of Bill O'Reilly say, "We're doing it live."
And be like, who the fuck's Bill O'Reilly? And then we'll all grieve
Yeah.
that
I
knowledge is
don't want
lost.
to have to explain. I
Yeah.
don't want to tell you about Bill O'Reilly. I don't want to tell you about him.
Yeah.
You'll never know,
Yeah.
little child.
Anyway, many things have happened since last we recorded in June, Maggie.
Probably.
Well, a few. At least a couple things
At
have
least
happened.
one or two.
So let's say, what's the best thing that's happened between the last time we recorded and now that you want to share? Let's just
Damn.
do one thing.
One thing.
Like this one's gonna be streamlined, I've decided.
Good.
Let's do a streamlined
Great.
episode.
Great.
Just real tight.
We did watch 2 movies today.
And we have a lot to
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
We did.
So this one's gonna be real tight. Mags,
Yeah.
one highlight from the last 7 months that you want to share.
Well, probably my highlight is we sold a show to Nebula.
Woo!
Woo!
Are you allowed to talk about it at all? What the concept is?
Yeah. The concept is the brief pitch. A kids show for adults. So the stylings of a kids show. There will be puppets, yada yada, but adult topics.
Great, like sort of Death to Smoochie-ish.
Yeah. There's a great tradition of these two being smashed together. Yeah.
I want to say that was an idea, not that exact idea, but a version that was the thing we talked about at Cracked.
That seems so.
Yeah,
yes,
it was pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, love it.
Yes,
that's right up your that is right up your wheelhouse. Is what I was gonna say. That's how rusty we are.
Oh, right up there.
Right, get it right in your wheelhouse. Right up there. Anyway, so are you excited about it?
How
many episodes?
I'm so excited. 6 episodes.
Okay.
Because of the quick turnaround. That's so squeeze in.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Are you like a host character in it?
I am, yes.
Of course.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes.
To see this.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. We had a writers meeting.
Oh, great.
Brainstorm meeting, and at the end, we were like, "This is it!" Like we
did it.
When you think about your wildest dream, it's making a show that you're really proud of with people
great.
you love. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
If you need like a shitty janitor character who has no lines, I'll just come in.
Oh my God. You would be a really good threatening presence like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are always threatened by me.
We're not going to explain it.
Yeah. Just really threatening janitor. Yeah. I got you. Got you covered.
We have to end the episode.
What you could do is, so I was showing this to Maggie, by the way. I got really obsessed with the AI stuff on the iPhone. Yeah. I
didn't realize it was AI.
It's AI, right? It's like meme generating. So like one of the things it does is you put a picture of whoever, and it'll give you either like a CG, like cartoon version of it, or the illustrated version of that person. The CG version of me, adorable. Yeah, right. Adorable. Looks like me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The illustrated version, I look like the Crypt Keeper. It won't stop making me look horrible.
I think it looks horrible. Having a hard time differentiating your skin tone with your hair tone, which in real life I can tell the difference. But, but I think it's a little tiny machine.
Old blur face Ganser over here.
Like, where does hair end and skin begin? And what are either of those
all my
things?
surfaces are blended. They're all blended.
Yeah, because
Thank you for explaining why AI doesn't like my face. I really enjoyed it. You're not wrong, I'm sure.
I think
I look 100 years old every time it does. Like it ages me up 25 years.
It doesn't look anything. It looks like a character from a book.
But like it looks like a 60-year-old character from a book. That's what's so crazy about it. I can't figure that out.
Gimli-esque.
Yeah, but older. Like older than Gimli. Yes.
But older.
Anyway, and meanwhile, Maggie looks fucking awesome, of course. Perfect. Loved it.
I have dark eyebrows, so you can tell the difference between my skin and my hair.
That's true. My blonde eyebrows have always been my Achilles heel.
I think it literally doesn't know what's going on there.
Yeah. Thank you. This is how I wanted. This is how I wanted us to come back. Right here. This is what I wanted it to be like. Yeah, your weird eyebrows. That's probably the first problem.
Is this hair skin?
Is it skin? Do you have long, thin skins coming out of your cheeks?
That must be.
Yes. Yes, I feel very sensitive in my beard. Did you know that? Anyway, I guess that's the thing I was going to share about since I broke my own rules.
That's not bad. What's the best thing?
Okay, so
what's your favorite? Yeah.
Good. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Best thing. I've had a lot of good.
You had a lot of good
holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have any good big news.
It doesn't need to be big.
No, it doesn't. I'll tell you the thing that I said when he came in. So my adorable girlfriend broke into my house. When I say broke in, I mean I gave her my spare key.
But I am picturing her putting on a burglar outfit and pulling a heist. 11 other people were involved. She's
Yeah.
Danny Ocean. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I was at church on a Sunday, and she snuck in when I wasn't here, and made a little Christmas tree for my desk
Oh
or
my
my
God.
table here that you're
I
looking
didn't even
at.
realize this
that
was
was
part
her.
of this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
I would. And then hung up a bunch of she hung up essentially a bunch of ribbons from my bookcase and put a note for every day of December. That's like a love note from her, and it's just something to read every day.
Yeah.
And it was, I've cried several times, like more than a few. Like
An advent of love calendar.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was so sweet and lovely.
That's probably, I'm going to assume, probably one of the best gifts you've ever, I mean, so personal.
I think it's the single best gift I've ever been given.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like a gift. It was just a nice thing she did for me. You know what I mean? But it was a funny experience because I came home and my door was locked, but there's 2 locks on my door and one of them I don't use. And she locked that one. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? Because I forgot I gave her my key, right?
Right.
And I have had break-ins before.
Yeah.
Not here, but at the other house I used to live in. I had a whole robbery.
Yeah.
So like I was like getting in and I was like ready to like, okay.
Danny Ocean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill her.
Yeah.
And then I saw it and it was perfect.
God.
It was just perfect.
That's very special.
Yeah, it was great. She's been a wonderful friend and addition to my life for sure. Yeah, I love her.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right. Well, this is I'll show you mine if you show me yours. As we said, I think it's time to thank some producers.
I think it is.
And by the way, we have a brand spanking new producer list that I just got from Abe.
My goodness.
Yeah, just got it from Abe. I'm going to forward it over to you right this minute.
Okay. Lay it on me.
So there's real-time forwarding going on here. Okay, I've sent it to you now. Okay, so first and foremost, some new names I haven't seen before.
Nice.
Thank you so much to Jose Alfredo Villalobos.
Oh my God, a beautiful name.
Yeah.
A 3-name name. Also, hello,
Yeah.
recognized game.
That's right, you're a 3-namer.
Yeah.
What's it like being a 3-namer? Do you feel very special?
I like that. I mean, I like my name, and I like that. I like that my mom is proud of the naming job that she did.
This is incredible how you fumbled this.
I
You put out there a concept. I was like, sure, I'll yes and it.
What do you want me to say? I have the best name fucking ever conceived of.
That would have been a thing. Yeah, you could have said it.
All right.
But you didn't. Okay.
I'll say it.
So your mom is very proud of it because she thought of it. So what you mean is your mom's an excellent name writer.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks to Zach and Eva.
Thanks, Zach and Eva.
Yeah, 2 people.
Cute.
You think they live half lives, each of them?
Yes. The Substance.
Yeah.
You seen it?
I haven't seen the substance, but it seems awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
That's a low rec for you. Okay.
I
It was less awesome than you wanted.
I really liked it. The ending is awesome.
But you're not always thrilled.
I mean, but to get there, it's yeah.
Okay.
It's good though. I
All
mean,
right.
yeah, watch
That's
it.
a surprising
Watch it.
review. I will watch it. No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was one of the coolest ideas for a movie I'd heard in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Zach and Eva both splitting half-lives like The Substance, or as I was going to think of it, like spoilers at the end of The Prestige.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. Well, don't love The Prestige, but the idea of the 2 people.
I love that.
Half Zach, half Eva.
The book is much better.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about.
Oh yeah.
I'm willing to go on this tangent.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the book is basically these 2 scientists obsessed with each other.
Yeah.
So
they're not magicians.
No, they are. It's
Okay.
the same story, basically.
I see.
Scientist, magician,
Okay. Yeah. Those are interchangeable, right?
Yeah. And it's just like these 2 boys, they just love each other, and they have very deep feelings about each other.
Sure.
And
they do seem like they're in love.
they're not brave enough to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really
so
felt like,
So you have a little bit of a homoerotic vibe to it.
Okay. Yeah.
That's Maggie saying yes,
Yeah.
if you didn't understand.
Yeah.
Thanks to Drew Grant.
Thanks, Drew.
Thanks to Matthew Young.
Thanks, Matthew.
Thanks to Dr. Mr. Spock.
Dr. Mr. Spock.
Yeah. Thanks to Willow Waste
Willow Waste.
Still, it's been 6 months. Not tired of that name yet.
I love saying it.
Yeah, it really does wash over
Love
you,
it.
right? Like,
Love it.
yeah, you're like
Love it.
you're like one of those puppies that like, they just let you wash them. Like, go ahead, whatever you gotta do, man.
Rub my tummy.
Yeah,
Whatever. I'm
Go
not
ahead.
moving. I'm not
I'm
moving.
fine with tummy stuff. That's what Willow Waste's name does to you. Thanks to Script Monkeys.
Script monkeys. 3 monkeys in a trench coat, writing a script.
Yeah, obviously. Which means probably that's Driftless's new name.
Oh.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, I see him on the list, but maybe he's there twice.
But he's always.
Yeah. How many
Changing
people
his-
here are Driftless is a big question.
Whoa.
More than one is the
Whoa.
answer. Yeah. And finally, for now.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to get back to this,
Right.
obviously. Actually, no, I can't do that. There's way too
Yeah,
many.
I was like, that's
We need to do
early.
a few more.
Uh-huh.
Thanks to Spliff, the Great Grey Wolf.
Thanks, Spliff.
Thanks to Etienne Campion Mason.
Thank you. 3 name. Once again.
Yeah, so those are the ones you like the most.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had one, like, what's better, 3 names or 1 name?
I think both.
Like Cher or
Both
Maggie
equal.
Mayfish?
I mean, probably Cher.
Okay, so 1 name is ideal.
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I think 3 names is overkill, but unfortunately it is my name, so I can't.
And you can't just go by Maggie.
That's the other
Or
part of it.
Fish.
Yeah, it is literally my name.
Yeah.
So who am I to?
Your name is kind of a destiny. Like your specific name is kind of a destiny.
I didn't know. People in college were very fascinated that my last name was a noun.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Thank you.
I do think the particular noun is interesting. You know what I mean? Like it's not shortened for anything, or like
Oh, sure. Yeah.
like Fishtovsky or something like that. Like
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
No, I think at some point in my family tree there was a little something at the end there.
Yeah.
But that was discarded ages ago.
That was
Ages.
hooked and skinned. Okay, great. Thanks to Driftless,
Thanks, Driftless.
that's the second
Yeah,
time we've seen Driftless.
yeah.
He gets plenty of things.
Oh my
Driftless,
God.
that's enough for
Yeah.
Driftless. You know,
That's all he wants.
That's
Doesn't
all
ask
he
for
wants.
much.
You don't want to give Driftless too much because if you give Driftless too many thanks,
He turns into a gremlin.
yeah, that's right. After midnight, you
Okay,
thank Driftless
yeah.
after midnight. He's all gremlin. Yeah, you don't want that. Thanks to Bearkeeper.
Bearkeeper.
Love that.
Hello.
Thanks to Evan Fineout.
Thanks, Evan.
Thanks. Oh, did you want to thank this next person?
I do.
Okay.
King Donna.
Have
I
you
worship at
seen
your
this
feet.
person's contributions to our Discord?
No.
Well, I don't know how many people on here are on our Discord, but it's free. You should come onto the Small
Oh my
Beans
God,
Discord.
come on.
This person you keep thanking
Yeah.
is constantly showing crafted stuff that they
Shut
make.
up.
And it's very cool. Like
Oh my
art,
God.
like they draw, and then also like paper wigs
Oh.
that they make. Yeah,
I already worship them.
you need to see it because, like,
I
honestly,
do.
out of anybody, I think you would really appreciate what this person's up to.
Yes. All right.
I won't say their name
Okay.
because they've been thanked. That's all
Okay.
they get. Okay.
Check it out.
And finally, for now, thanks to Brock Berkner.
Thanks, Brock.
Yeah.
Good name.
Yeah, pretty good name.
Yeah.
Single dad. Kind of a sad story there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Right.
okay.
Yeah. It's fine.
Do you want to speculate what it is?
No.
Okay.
But
Just
only because the
has a
authorities
kid.
are
It's
listening.
sad. That's all we need to know.
Woof. Woof.
Anyway, I hope you like that, Brock Berkner. And if that is your story, we're sorry
Wow,
for
I'm so
belittling
sorry.
you.
Yeah.
We're sorry. We don't mean to hurt your feelings. Anyway,
Anyways.
what is our topic today?
It is shut up and watch this.
Wow, shut up
Yeah.
and watch this movie.
Yeah.
A topic that it was every bit as dangerous as we expected.
Yeah.
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 At least the first time around. This
This
time,
time,
pretty innocent, I would argue.
depending on how many animal rights abuses were crafted.
That's right.
on set.
Yeah, for certain sets of
Yeah.
animals, awful. This was
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
But for the rest of us, it was fine.
It's fine.
Maggie, I think it's your turn to pick which of us goes first. So
Wow. Usually I don't believe you that it's my turn. But I will happily say, let's do Collateral first. Let's do
Collateral.
Do the
2004's Collateral.
Yes.
The movie I picked.
Gray-haired
To be clear,
Tom Cruise.
this was on a list of movies that I sent you.
Yes.
And the criteria was that had you seen it or not.
Right.
Like, so this was not my first pick.
Right.
But so
Yeah.
we'll talk a little bit about it.
Uh-huh.
What did Collateral? Okay, so it's a Michael Mann movie from 2004. And it essentially follows taxi cab driver Jamie Foxx, who is forced to shuttle around a hitman who's systematically eliminating.
A very messy hitman.
But a very Tom Cruise hitman.
Very, at the same time, so
Silver
precise.
Cruise.
And also the messiest hitman I've ever seen.
Yeah, he gets sloppy the way that you needed him to.
Yeah.
But also, he is a silver Terminator. He looks like Silver Surfer out there.
Yeah.
In a suit. He looks ridiculous, and it's great.
It's great.
It's his biggest bad guy turn? His only bad guy turn? I don't know. Has he done other bad guy roles?
Here and there.
Not Tropic Thunder. That's not a bad guy. That's a hero. That's another hero turn is all that is. Let's be honest. But this was a few years after Training Day. I feel like that was kind of in vogue for a little bit.
Yeah.
To like big time A-list actors. Let's do the villain role.
Yeah. It suits him.
Yeah. He's great in this movie.
Good. I believe him more as a villain oftentimes than I do as a.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you see Top Gun Maverick? Did you hate Top Gun Maverick? Did you hate it?
Hate is a strong word.
But your face is making strong facial expressions.
I just think it was very silly.
Oh, it's 100% very silly.
Yeah.
Top Gun was also very silly, let's be honest.
Yeah.
As was this movie.
Yes.
Which was, I think, kind of surprising from how I remembered it. Because I saw
that
it in the
is
theater.
Interesting. Yeah.
And I was like, that was great.
Yeah.
When I was 23 and saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
And then hadn't watched it since.
Yeah.
But I was like, Michael Mann, come on. Yeah, what's not to like?
Yeah.
Maggie, how'd you feel about Collateral?
I think it was like pretty good. And like it's a like whatever this type of movie where obviously all of it's gonna be ridiculous. Yeah, I mean,
it didn't leave a strong impression on you.
Not really. The action was fun. I enjoyed the action. The violence was fun. I liked.
It was good violence.
Yeah,
like
I liked the style of the violence.
And quick and hard.
Yes, and actually, and I much prefer that over movies where they like milk every like second and every
the shootout, the big time shootout.
Yeah.
I don't like that either.
Yeah,
I like sudden, decisive violence.
Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. It actually reminded me a lot of oh my god, I don't remember the name. PSL. I think it's a series. It's an action movie. Where all the characters, all of them are martial artists, but each character has their own special way of moving with their violence that speaks to their character.
Sure.
And it's like that to the upteenth.
That sounds cool.
It's awesome.
Okay.
We actually should watch it for the show.
Sure.
But anyways, it reminded me of that, but unfortunately that does just mean that I was thinking of a better movie while watching this movie.
Yeah, I think that's so okay. Michael Mann, the director, is sort of widely celebrated, but I would argue not as widely watched as a lot of other auteur type filmmakers.
I said, I was like, I mean, his name's so ubiquitous, but actually I'm looking at his list of films and I have only seen like 2 or 3.
Yeah, most people have seen Heat.
Yeah.
That's his best movie. He's made plenty of good things, but like I think Heat is his apex, and also probably the best use of his visual style. He's still doing a lot of stuff that he was doing in Heat in this movie. Specifically, he's the long lens Los Angeles guy. Like that's what he does. He's really good at it. He has found a way to make Los Angeles feel the way it does.
Yeah.
Without being super over glossy.
Yes.
You know, that's what a lot of filmmakers do is they do what I will call the entourage version of Los Angeles.
God. Yeah.
You know, where it's
Yeah.
oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
And it's
Bright
just
sunlight, daytime.
yeah. And it's sunset and it looks like Grand Theft Auto, but a real movie.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that is fine.
Yeah.
But that's not really what Los Angeles looks like.
Right.
Michael Mann somehow, partly through shooting in more authentic locations, and partly through just sort of clever angles, has a more authentic feeling Los Angeles. He's really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love that. He loves cool color palettes.
Yeah.
And he had that here.
Yeah.
Or like contrasting cool and warm.
Yeah. Using the city lights as,
Well, okay, so that's the thing about the movie that really stood out to me as a director was how run and gun it felt. It was expensive, by the way. It was a $65 million movie.
Yeah.
But when you watch it, they didn't light that much.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff that was sort of not lit. They just shot, So like you'll see like strip malls and it's like, that's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Like
literally, like if I took my camera, took a shot, it got,
Yeah,
similar.
they didn't spend hours lighting it and
Yeah,
stuff. They just went and ripped it off.
Yeah.
And they shot this on an HD cam. Like, meaning it's digital. It's one of the first films that was shot on a digital camera like this. Not the first, but one of them, right? So it has a sort of less glossy quality than film does, and that's interesting. And he kind of kept going in that direction. Like, he's really interested in movies that don't look high production value and, like, doesn't care to do lighting and stuff. And you're like, why, Michael Mann?
Yeah.
And he's like, because fuck it,
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay.
Okay,
All right, I
it.
kind of dig that.
Okay.
That made this movie feel, if you took the script aside, more authentic.
Yes.
I think that's what I was responding to in the theater.
Yeah.
Did that feel true to you?
I think so. It is funny that, it's like a ridiculous script that he attempts to ground in the style of.
Yeah, like here's real LA.
Yeah.
Right. You know what else? There's a lot of stuff that's been made since that feels like this movie. Like, have you seen The Shield?
I have only read about it academically.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
The Shield is a much more wild show.
Yeah.
But the way they shoot stuff feels very much like this. Like, there's a lot of these like long lens, zoomy, telegraphy telephoto-y kinds of shows that feel like they want to be Michael Mann.
Right.
Also, Michael Mann is the creator of Miami Vice.
Right.
And you can see the style there. So he's a big name. But this movie felt weird now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was a movie that felt like, why did this feel believable 20 years ago? Because there's no way this would happen now.
Yeah, the whole character dynamic, and then like, and who are you? And like and then that's not the thing that I thought you were a different kind of, all of that is like, what?
Yeah, so that the audience who maybe hasn't seen it, so like, what happens is Jamie Foxx, innocent cab driver who's, I guess struggling to get by, wishes he was doing a better thing with his life. That's kind of his crisis,
It's funny because as a viewer, I did not get that feeling whatsoever until Tom Cruise brought it up, towards the end of the movie. It was like, wait, I kind of thought he was doing fine. And also, an extremely hot woman just hit on him.
Yeah, Jada Pinkett Smith
My God.
comes flying into his life and is seemingly open to his advances.
Yes.
So he's doing fine.
Yeah. Any man that I know, someone's trying to tell them that they're actually down and out would be like, excuse me, Jada Pinkett just fucking looked at me and wanted it. So you cannot tell me fucking nothing. I assume.
Do you know how hard it is to get Jada Pinkett Smith to be interested in you?
I mean,
it is hard.
It is hard.
Yeah, and she did seem
charmed.
Charmed. Yeah. The way she always does, she feels very reserved when she likes somebody.
I don't want to like you, but I do.
Yeah, but I like you a little bit. Yeah, and
oh my God.
there was a little bit of that there, and it was sweet.
Hello.
I've thoroughly enjoyed in this movie, incidentally, just a side note. So Jamie Foxx is wearing glasses, right? Yeah. They did a full Clark Kent here. So like he's wearing glasses. That means he's weak.
Yes.
And then there's a scene where he has to pretend to be the hitman, and he takes the glasses off.
That was his hot girl moment.
And he's like,
he took it off until he was hot.
How about you get this guy the fuck off before I cap him or whatever? And you're like, what?
I'm like, not only is he a cab driver, he's a great actor. He should not contact his local community theater because he really stepped into that role.
Yeah, he was very excited to suddenly play Vincent.
I was like, let's dig into that. Why the? Oh
yeah,
my
what is
God.
that about?
That's dark.
Yeah,
That's
what
dark.
turned on in you, man? Yeah.
Good Lord.
So, okay, I think the thing that probably matters for, just so our audience can follow this. So, the plot essentially revolves around, he's forced by Tom Cruise, who seems charming, wants to engage in them, to continue driving to all these hits.
Yeah,
he
he's got like
the
7 on a list. You got to kill them all. Something like that. Yeah.
It's very reverse Pokemon, you know.
Yeah.
So like, he's reverse Pokemoning a bunch of witnesses. Is what's happening.
Yeah.
So the problem with it is there's just no reason for Tom Cruise to keep this guy alive.
There's no reason.
Why would you?
Why would you?
Like he's murdering people indiscriminately.
The definition of a liability.
Yeah. It's not, and also it's pretty clear after about 10 seconds in this movie, nobody's going to come checking for the cab.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, just kill him and take the cab.
Yeah. You killed
or steal
15
a different
other
car.
people a second ago.
Right.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Like
Yes.
I don't. Yeah.
What this script has is that like little pixie dust of like special boy. Like you, Jamie, will be the exception. And actually, Tom Cruise, you're also the exception because, again, you are both precise, but also indiscriminately murdering civilians. Yeah.
That's what I think now I kind of feel bummed about when I watch it, is that they had this idea. What if Tom Cruise is like a real monster?
Yeah.
You know? Like he's played an asshole before.
Yeah, but not like this.
Like, but not for years and years. This is
shooting
like, I
without
think Color
blinking.
Money. I think it is where he was.
Yeah.
He was like the real prick.
Yeah.
That Paul Newman movie.
Yeah.
So he's done stuff
He's
like that
a serial
before.
killer in this. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a real monster. But then they do the Tom Cruise thing where it's like, but he starts kind of being likable.
But actually, my daddy was immune to me. So actually, if you think about it, I'm kind of like a hero.
Yeah, but actually, yeah, he definitely. So I don't want to blame Tom Cruise for it because
no, he's doing his job.
The concept here is from the screenwriter. The screenwriter had this idea when he was in Australia, I guess, where he's like, what if you were just like connecting to a hitman as a taxi driver?
Yeah, because that way you could like kind of be a hitman, but you wouldn't have to like, you know.
So do you think this whole movie was actually generated by what if I was watching Taxi Cab Confessions on HBO, but it wasn't, a sex act happening in the backseat. It was murder.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
We were like, there was like a good 10 years in America where we're like, man, who knows what happens in taxi cabs? Who the fuck knows back there?
Rich people don't take taxis being like, who the what? That's fucking wild. You have a stranger, not your driver?
Yeah.
Take you to a place?
Right. Like, who's seen it all. Taxi cab drivers.
Anybody. That could be anybody.
It's such a weird belief now in hindsight because now taxis are so limited by Uber and Lyft and all that.
Yeah.
Like, so just thinking about this concept is like, no, this is the opposite of what we would want now.
Right.
Like, I don't want to have like a long conversation with my driver.
No.
Because that's just like, it's work.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Also, lifting would make this whole murder thing, I think, a lot easier.
Or car renting.
Car renting, they have like a direct, traceable thing.
Well, after you commit the crime, they do.
Yeah, so maybe it's the same.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess once... But if you took a series of lifts, it would be a little harder to identify where you were, I would think.
Yeah.
You
They would have to first
identify
find out who
you
were and then look into your credit card.
If that's the case, it's like, well, so...
Right.
It's every bit as effective as one taxi cab.
What's actually kind of unbelievable is that the FBI wouldn't already have like a giant file of this guy already.
Well, he's murdering for this person who seems like a cartel guy or something. Like, I couldn't tell what he was.
Right.
He was just Javier Bardem, therefore nefarious international criminal, I guess.
It is sexy. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess it was a big time case, probably a drug dealer or something like that.
It is also weird. They usually just try to take out like the most important witness, not every single one of them.
All the witnesses and the attorney.
The attorney.
Yeah. The attorney trying the case. It's like, how would you like the entire U.S. government after you? Because that's how that goes.
Yeah.
Like you assassinate an attorney.
All of them? Yeah.
Do you like the National Guard? Because they're going to be at your door every place you live for the rest of your life.
It's the only way to tie it directly back to that company. Like, what? Gee, I wonder who could have done this.
Yeah. It's a very far-fetched idea. It's weird to me that in 2004, it felt like, man, this is a really grounded movie. Like, man, this is like a really like thoughtful.
Yeah.
So that was another thing is when we were watching it, I turned to Maggie early on and I was like, this is kind of a good idea for a movie. And Maggie, would you care to recount what you said?
What did I say?
I think it kind of is stupid, actually.
I like your memory of the one.
And I was like, really? And you were like, yeah, it's pretty generic.
Yeah. It's just generic and I don't even mean that in a bad way. It's like, it's classic. It's classic. Classic working class guy. You know, I'm just a guy. And I'm just little Jamie Foxx. What? I'm just a cabbie driver. All the way to him ripping his glasses off and saying, "Look here, buddy.
Get that guy the fuck off me."
Off me.
Yeah. I guess we just don't have the intrigue about the life of a cab driver like we used to. Like, I feel like that's a thing that's gone by the wayside.
I think we do, but I don't think this film really it wasn't as curious as we were. Like, I mean,
that's interesting. Oh,
we like see his mom, but he hates his mom. So okay, and he briefly met Jada and likes her on first blush, but only got a few seconds from her. And most of the time he's under duress, so he's kind of just trying not to get hurt. And then the first time he like makes an action is him like acting like the serial killer that he's driving around.
100%. Do you think they go on any dates after the events of this movie, him and Jada?
In the world of the movie?
Yeah, in the world of the movie.
In the world of the movie, yeah.
You think they're lovers after this?
I think so. I think it's a pretty traumatic event.
So that's where I'm like, I just don't, even in the movie, I don't see it. Because, like, she's an attorney.
Yeah.
There was just a hit put on her life.
Yeah.
She's not done with that.
Sounds like
that's not the only hitman in the world.
She's a cab driver in her life.
So does she get? She hires him as like her protective driver.
Nah, I think she makes the money. He becomes just her.
He's a
stay-at-home hubby.
Yeah.
Takes him cooking.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that
professional cab boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flash of like of menace in him. I'm hoping that was all an act. Otherwise, yeah, I do think that.
Well, I think you could also call it a little bit of role playing. Like I could see him role playing that with Jada at home. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like I could see that.
Sure.
Maybe it's just that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a gun to his head the whole movie.
Yeah.
So some of it I can excuse.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was a pretty bold swing, though.
Right.
I'm with you on that.
Right. And also the opportunities that he had to escape, he fumbled a lot. So it's like, this guy's not that deft.
I kind of appreciated that he crashed the car toward the end. I thought that was like...
Oh, sure. That was a good...
Yeah. It was a good move, but also...
Very risky.
Well, it was... Yeah, it was. There was no...
And
it was a nihilistic
ran away.
move.
It was weird, yeah.
Well, it just didn't work.
No.
Can't even crash right, bro.
No.
What's wrong with you?
No.
I do think they might be trauma bonded.
Yes.
It's possible that dates occur...
I think so.
Because of the trauma.
And they're all just like staring at each other with 1,000-yard stares, and they're like, I guess this is love.
But... I mean, she did watch him outshoot a hitman.
Yeah.
On a subway.
Yeah, maybe that does something for her. I don't know. Would you consider a first date with a man who saved your life but murdered to do so? Well, that's self-defense. Sure. It wouldn't
yeah,
be,
it's not murder. Okay,
it wouldn't be a reason the reason I would go on a date with him is because he's Jamie Foxx.
I see.
That would be the reason.
I got it.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of pluses before we even get to cab driver and murder.
I mean, it's a pretty good looking cab driver.
Yeah, you kept saying that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I'm
with you. I'm with you. Jamie Foxx is a handsome guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh. He's trying to act like, Clark Kenny, like, shut up. You can hardly hide the swagger behind.
Yeah, he's the worst Clark Kent we've seen.
Yeah.
Like, it was not a believable Clark Kent much.
Acting-wise, he was doing everything right.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
Right.
Yeah.
But the minute he took those glasses off, he clicked and it's like, oh, okay.
This is very silly.
That's Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Extremely silly. Now that you pointed out, thank you for showing that.
Thank you.
I think it's time for us to move on to the other movie that got brought here.
Yes.
Now, I need to, just in memoriam, mention the two films we didn't talk about this time.
Yes.
Because I think it sets up perfectly what you've done. Okay, so the last time we did this, we watched Flash Gordon.
Yes!
That was from you. And from me, we watched Talk to Her by Pedro Almodovar.
Yes.
And a lot of conversation ensued. So Maggie was forced to pivot to a different film to justify this podcast.
Yes.
Maggie, what film did you pick?
Picked a beautiful movie a beautiful movie about how
No, just tell the name.
love doesn't have boundaries. It's a movie called Zeus and Roxanne.
1997's Zeus and Roxanne. I need you guys to know there were 2 different times I decided I needed to use the restroom. I came out of the restroom and to Maggie enjoying this movie at a level I couldn't fathom, knowing that she had seen it before. I had not seen it. And I think it's safe to say didn't enjoy it that much. Maggie was thrilled at the depths of her being. Like joy was flying out of her tear duct. She was having the best day of her life.
It still is. This beautiful movie is about a dog named Zeus. And he's a little doggy. And the little doggy one day, he's in the Bahamas and he runs out and he meets a dolphin. That dolphin's name is Roxanne. And they change each other's lives.
And bear in mind, this dolphin has absolutely nothing to distinguish herself from any other dolphin. Like, it's not Free Willy where it's like, this is the fin that curves a little bit so I can see him.
Yeah.
You're like, I know which one he
actually,
is.
in retrospect, very depressing.
Yeah, very depressing.
Yeah.
But at least I know which one Willy is.
Nope.
Roxanne could be any other dolphin in the world.
It's a dolphin.
But okay.
It's a beautiful dolphin.
This matters because this dog goes beyond, has the power of love is more potent in this dog than any movie dog before him.
He's
the most powerful ever.
He's the Marlon Brando of dogs.
This dog is...
He goes the ends of the earth for her.
Yes.
And then he fucking lets her go.
Yeah.
He even lets her go. Oh, he drives a little golf cart seemingly all the way from Northern California down to the Bahamas to be with her.
He's riding in a boat is what it is. And we're going to get to it because I think a little bit of summary is necessary for this film because people probably haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So the first thing that maybe deserves to be mentioned is
Steve Guttenberg is in it.
Yes. The lead of this is Steve Guttenberg.
The romantic lead is Steve
the
Guttenberg.
Goots.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the Goots.
He was everywhere in the 90s.
Yes, he was.
Yes. He's also the romantic lead in one of the other movies I was considering, It Takes Two, starring, of course, Mary-Kate and Ashley.
I forgot that. I forgot they were in that. Okay, yeah. I forgot that was a Mary-Kate and Ashley joint. I don't know if I've ever seen them outside of Full House.
Really?
No, I don't think I've ever seen a thing with them in it, outside of Full
Billboard Dad?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry, you're talking to a
you
member
are
of the Mary-Kate and Ashley Club.
Really weird. All right. So Steve Guttenberg is the lead. He insists on wearing leather jackets, an earring,
no shirt.
and no shirt.
Yeah.
All those things. All at once.
Yeah.
The whole way through the movie.
Well, he's not offering much in the way of personality, so I think maybe very early on.
It's been a long time since I saw him in something. Yeah. You know, because he sort of went out of style after the 90s, I want to say. I am shocked that he's had the career he's had. I am very surprised.
Yeah.
And look, man, anybody can criticize anybody else. It's fine. And more power to him. I just haven't seen a lead who I thought, wow, I'm really not convinced by this performance.
Yeah.
To this degree in a pretty long time.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
You know, to justify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, the only thing he's offering is that he's not as threatening as some other romantic leads are, I guess.
Like, I would say, so like he belongs in the category of actor that Arnold Schwarzenegger is in.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's really more that it's an experience and like there's a genre.
An experience.
Yeah. I think he has a genre.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think like Goofy Kids movie is his genre.
Yeah, dad in a kids movie. Yeah.
Yeah. Goofy dad in a kids movie.
Yeah.
That's his genre. And we like that for him.
Yeah.
Sort of like Arnold Schwarzenegger is always Arnold in an action movie.
Yeah.
And like he brings a certain experience.
Yeah.
You know, and so we tolerate his limitations.
Yeah.
That's what Guttenberg is.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, especially in this movie, he's outshined by both a dog and a dolphin. He's sandwiched between those two beautiful performances.
Get out of here.
It really has.
Get all the way out.
Really had no chance, you know. And briefly a chimpanzee, which you were in the bathroom for the chimpanzee.
Maggie was laughing the hardest I've seen her laugh in a good year about the chimpanzee. Like she was full on like deep cackling. It was a deep cackling. Like I haven't seen it out of you in a long time. Like what was that movie we watched that was with the vagina teeth poop? You know what I mean? It was like the nonsense movie. What? The Stephen King nonsense movie. The aliens that were poop.
Oh yeah.
That's how hard you were laughing.
Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
I was
You were laughing right at that level.
I said this earlier. Zeus and Roxanne reminds me of a movie that would be in a like Lonely Island universe about movies.
It feels like a parody of these movies.
Yes.
Like it's definitely not coherent in the way that any of these other movies would be. Like Monkey Trouble, Free Willy, all those movies are better.
To continue the plot. Okay, so Steve Guttenberg is new next door neighbors in the Bahamas of this lady, and she is a scientist, and she is studying, I guess, interspecies communication.
No, just to be clear,
and
she's studying
her meal ticket.
She's studying nothing.
Nothing
before the dog and the dolphin connect.
She seems to be wasting their grant money just hanging out with the dolphin, which I don't want to blame her for that because who among us? That's
fair enough.
I would steal a lot.
All
of money.
we know about this woman is she's a scientist and hates her kids. Hates dogs, hates kids, and has no plan.
Yes.
So she ends up getting grant money eventually. Like that's what she's looking out for. This whole movie is like trying to prove two species can love each other.
She sees this dog barking at the dolphin, and in editing they make the dolphin back to the dog.
It's funny to me that you decided just now to acknowledge how fake all this is, because it's not like we didn't know before. It's not like that was news.
I just said for our record multiple times. I said during the movie, "Wow, the magic of editing."
Now Maggie made an important point here. It was a subtly important point, but it's really important, and that is this movie apparently takes place in the Bahamas. Yes. Now, I say that because it's not that clear actually within the movie where it is, but it was shot in the Bahamas. Yeah. And a lot of the details about it seem like, okay, so it's the Bahamas.
Yeah, they do like they go on a date later, and it's a very touristy date, seeming, I
mean, everything is on the waterfront, so it's not Miami. You know what I mean? Like it's so it's clearly an island. Yeah. And this comes into play later. Because, I think we could just like yada yada at this point. Yeah. So like yada yada, a lot of stuff happens. Yeah. The kids try to parent trap the Goots with this woman. Yes. And like it's going fine until he sees a picture of his dead wife. Yeah.
And she's like, wow, was that your mom?
That's what she said to his kid. Yes. She says something else insane to him, as I recall.
So she dead? Just checking because I've made this mistake before.
Anyway, so he's like, takes his kid, because they're on a vacation while he's writing music or whatever.
Right.
Back to some other place.
They go back home.
They go back home. Now, this trip back home involves, I want to say it was a truck that wasn't rented because it had motorcycles and shit in it that was their motorcycle.
I guess I have a truck, which we didn't know.
Okay.
I have a truck.
And then a boat. They take a truck to a boat to go back to a hotel that's still on vacation somewhere. Right. Okay. Then Zeus is like, you think I'm done with Roxanne?
No, fuck no.
No, I'm not.
No.
Zeus, for the 1,000th time in this movie, but the most important one is like, I'm going to go find my dolphin lover. Yes. And takes off to find this dolphin.
Well, he catapults himself off of the balcony.
The dog builds a series of steps, checks to make sure that they can't see or hear him, and then jumps off of a balcony into a pool to make his escape.
Yes.
The dog then manages to wait while he sees a driver filling up his boat and trailer with gas. Sneaks aboard this boat. And takes it for a ride.
Takes the boat to a different location, to some other location.
Yes. It's being driven on a highway. That's all we really know.
Yes.
So what's important is after that, the families are in contact about, have you heard from Zeus yet? Nope. I expect him any day, but he hasn't shown up yet. So this is a period of days or weeks.
Days or weeks.
While this dog, we cut back to the dog, still on this boat,
Yes.
traveling to Roxanne.
Yes.
And it's like, so then we had to do some actual detective work.
Right. Well, I'm saying, I would say before that, eventually he gets off the boat and starts driving a golf cart. That is when I said, I need a goddamn explanation of where this dog is. They also pass several different biomes. There's like the northern redwoods and then another
Yes,
beach.
that's right.
And then...
Now, the most important thing to me, this detail that really matters is the Bahamas are the size of 2/3 of the state of Massachusetts. Which is to say, it took this dog and the dog's instinct weeks to navigate the state of Massachusetts to find this dolphin.
But also, where was he before? And how did he get to Bahamas without being on a plane?
I don't know. It's a really important question.
Because also, later, while this is all happening, Steve Gutenberg's child...
Yeah, the Goots.
At some point...
Child of Goots.
Child the Goots just shows up at an airport.
And asks, do you have anything on standby?
Yeah.
And the dad Goots happens to show up right at that moment. Otherwise, this kid would have also gotten on a plane to navigate who knows where for who knows how long. It was unbelievable.
So this child needed to take a plane to the Bahamas. Why doesn't the dog need to take a plane to the Bahamas? How did he get to the Bahamas?
Okay.
By the way, and then the moment he gets there, he gets captured by the mummy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's another thing we've got to mention. The villain in this movie is the mummy from The Mummy. And by the mummy, we mean the guy who plays the mummy.
He plays the mummy.
Just imagine the mummy, but a mustache, hair, and the worst set of long T-shirts and shorts with a belt you've ever seen in the 90s.
Polo Ralph Lauren and never saw better
He
days.
is just so incomprehensibly happy about being evil.
Yes, he cannot wait to put that dolphin in a pool. That's his motivation.
That's his whole thing,
Yeah,
is
that's
capture
his
a dolphin
whole thing.
illegally.
He can't wait.
So he can get the science money.
Yeah.
So they can justify the fleet of boats they both have.
A very interesting moral premise that this film brings up, because the scientist woman, she states that her goal is to get funding because otherwise that man, the mummy, will take the dolphin and put the dolphin in captivity, which is very interesting because presumably to shoot this film,
They already had to do that. Yeah.
they already had
Yeah,
to,
these are trained
to
dolphins.
do that.
They have to be.
It's a trained dolphin.
They didn't just go out and film a random dolphin and hope it was doing
They
tricks.
didn't ask a dolphin if they would please be on location for 5 months.
It's one of those, we're doing an evil
Yeah,
to do better good.
Yeah. The greater good.
And I have wonderful news for them. I think they did about $7 million worth of good at the box office.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Obviously, the dog and the dolphin end up supernaturally saving the day, despite the scientist taking a submarine to find the whereabouts of this dolphin for reasons that are already incomprehensible, and then she gets the submarine caught in a net.
Yeah, which is also kind of incomprehensible.
Yes.
How did that happen?
I don't know, because at that point I was like looking at my phone trying to figure out how big the Bahamas were.
By the way, there is no info about the production of this film.
Oh no.
None.
They sandblasted the internet.
Scrubbed.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah.
It's scrubbed real clean. Like, did you see the sponge I got? My mom got me some special sponges for Christmas.
Oh my god, yeah, nothing.
Called Scrub Daddy.
Oh.
I used a Scrub Daddy on the internet for this.
Yeah. They said, no, you're not going to read about
You will not know
happened
how much money we spent,
Nope,
how many leather jackets Gutenberg went through,
how many dolphins were actually that one singular Roxanne
how many
dolphin.
kids we used in making this film. They could have been replaced. You don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's also a very funny scene where the girls that this woman has, her daughters, go skating against the rules, and then the cops arrest them for skating in a factory.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You don't fucking get it, man. You can't even skate.
I just had no idea what to make of that scene at all.
I know. Also, those were like American cops, but again,
that's where I was like, where are we? Where are we? I don't know what they wanted it to be. They never said Florida.
No. And it didn't look like Florida.
It didn't look like Florida.
No.
Yeah, the only reason we're saying Bahamas is because we know it was shot there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
And they have a lot of dolphins on hand. I don't know.
It was very strange. Anyway, I need to finish this one anecdote about it.
So she's in the submarine trapped.
She's in the submarine trapped by a net.
Yes.
So she's the worst sub driver in the world.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, I got to get out of here. I know what I'll do. I'm going to open the submarine that's submerged to swim out.
Yes.
Of course, all that happens is now the submarine slowly starts to flood and she's about to drown.
I will say it is miraculous that she was able to open the hatch.
I can even, somehow that's the least unbelievable thing about it. The idea that she would do that was like, what?
I was like, yes.
Why would anybody ever do that? There's no reason to do that.
The very beginning of this movie, it's the evil guy who gets the sub, and she looks at it and she's like, oh, that's really cool. I wish I had a sub. I'm kind of glad you didn't have a sub, because apparently
you'd have been dead real quick. You'd have been turbo dead.
Apparently you don't know how subs work.
Yeah.
Or physics.
Yeah, the Goot brought there by Zeus, Roxanne, and a twist of love fate.
Telepathic connection.
Yeah. Ends up cutting her out. But the funniest thing about that is it takes like 4 trips.
Yeah.
It's not, he's not Arnold.
No.
He doesn't just go down there with a knife and do it on the first try.
No.
He's like, I got to get a breath. And it's like, she's drowning. I don't know. You saw in there. What are you doing, buddy? Maybe, it's insane. Anyway, so then they immediately commit to getting married.
Yeah.
Like days.
Yeah,
They get married.
Yeah.
And she gets, the wedding gets halted in the middle so that somebody can tell her she got her grant money.
Hold on. Stop this wedding. I have a letter for you, ma'am.
It's like, unless it's like, oh, Brad Pitt's calling. He'd rather marry you. There's no reason for this.
Yeah. But they get the grants.
So, Maggie, why did you make us watch this? Why did you do this to us, Maggie?
I just feel like
this is gonna be some bullshit, isn't it? What do you got? What do you got, man?
No, really. I just what series of events would need to take place that this movie would naturally come up and be watched by a group of people? Zero. There's zero reason there's zero reason for this movie to exist in the first place. So if you give me an opportunity to put someone captive, shut up and watch this. It's going to be Zeus and Roxanne.
Truly, this podcast is the net over my submarine. Truly.
Yes.
And this film is the water slowly drowning.
Yes. That is the experience of watching the movie. Feels quite like that,
Yeah, it is very bad.
Yes.
A very bad film. But it was almost as funny as Dreamcatcher.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing could quite be that funny.
Nothing's that absurd, but it attempts to reach levels.
It was close.
Yeah.
It was close.
Yeah.
Well, we better thank some producers just to keep them happy. They've been angry for a long time, and rightfully so, because it's been so long.
It's been long.
So let's get right back to thanking a few of them.
All right.
Such as, thanks to Bro J.
Hey, Bro J.
Thanks to Adam by the Birch.
Adam by the Birch.
Thanks to Vic Legina.
Yeah. We know.
Maggie high-fived that name a lot of times.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you numbered it for us. Thanks to Nicholas Fabian.
Thanks, Nicholas.
Thanks to Henry.
Love
Henry.
That's great.
Love
That's a great name.
Henry. Henry's a name that could come back, right?
Yes.
Like, that's one of those old-timey names.
I
Like,
think
you hear a baby named
never
Henry.
goes
you're
away.
Like, oh, yeah.
I think it's...
What's the youngest person you've seen named Henry? Have you seen a child named Henry recently?
Recently? No. But I don't ask every child's name that I see.
But you... Ooh. Oh, we got to start doing that.
Ding dong.
Got to start doing that.
What's your name? No, don't answer for him. What's your name, little
baby? He
baby?
doesn't get in until he tells me his name. Thanks to Nate.
Thanks, Nate.
Thanks to Brain in a slightly larger than average jar.
Nice.
Thanks to Timothy Schreiner.
Schreiner.
That guy could have his own sitcom, right? Schreiner.
One day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like when he's 70.
Yeah.
Like 70-year-old Schreiner.
I do want to see more old people on my screen.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Go for it. Don't let
We
your
don't need
dream
this
die,
youth culture
Timothy.
forever.
Nah.
You know?
Fuck them kids.
I could see. What if he was like Schreiner, like he was some old dude, but he had a bunch of youths?
Oh,
you know
sure.
What I mean? Like,
Sure.
It was about him, but he kept
sage
being annoyed by the
advice
youths. Yeah.
for the young
that
kids.
they don't take.
Or they take it only from him.
Only Schreiner.
Only Schreiner.
He's the shrine.
You know?
They call him the shrine.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? I mean, it writes itself. Yeah.
I hope this doesn't go to your head, Timothy.
I hope it does. I hope you get very arrogant and everyone's like, what podcast? I don't even. They listen to it. They're like, they talked about Zeus and Roxanne, bro. This is not a good podcast.
No, listen all the way to the end. All the way to the end.
Thanks to Jim Avery.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks to Nikolai Glecker.
Nikolai Glecker.
Thanks to David. Not David.
Nah.
Dave.
Dave.
Ruff.
Dave. Singular.
Yes. Yes, not Dave's.
Yeah.
Plural. Can you
Come
imagine if there's
on.
more than one Dave?
Come on.
No thanks.
Mm-mm.
Thanks to Aaron Signs.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks to Cake Meister.
Yum.
Thanks. Yeah, that's right.
Right,
Yum.
yeah.
Yum to Cake
Yum.
Meister. He's a real yum of a person.
Slurp.
Yeah. Or she.
Or she.
Why am I?
Who's ever making cakes?
Yeah. She. Why
Good
not?
cake, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks to Jesse Clay.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thanks to Andrew Duck.
Andrew. Quack.
Thanks. Yep. Thanks to Jane Quigley.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Nice.
Thanks to Ben Coffee.
Ben.
I feel like that's a new name. Am I wrong? Have you been saying Ben Coffee this whole time and I never noticed him?
I don't know.
Is Ben Coffee one of those people who could like blend in the background of any room?
I certainly don't remember that spelling of coffee.
I don't either. You know, they say the real hitmen are the ones you don't notice in any room.
Damn.
Those people you just like look right past. That's the hitman.
I actually have heard that, and that is another reason why the Collateral doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, I've never seen a movie where the hitman was like a completely neutral looking person.
Yeah.
I would be interested in that.
Yes.
I don't know who it would be. Like,
Well,
I don't know what actor
the
it would be.
video game Hitman. He's pretty neutral, right?
No, he's like a shaved head maniac.
Wow.
He's like she's like a cue ball, and he's like, no, they made that movie.
Did they?
They made the video. Yeah, they made that.
Oh, who stars in it?
It was the guy. He was a guy from, I want to say The Walking Dead or something.
Okay.
I don't remember. He was in. He was in Homeland briefly. I don't know.
Oh.
It was some guy. Ben Coffee, you're our hitman.
Yes.
Please
It's you
don't
now,
kill
Ben.
all of us.
Yeah.
Thanks to Asking Seven.
Asking Seven.
Love Asking Seven.
Oh.
Love him.
Asking Seven or Askings Even.
I've never considered
You know?
the idea that it was Askings Even.
You know?
Askings. He's Askings Even. Incredible idea. Thanks to Benjamin Egan.
Thanks, Benjamin.
Thanks to Christopher Quattroche. Thanks to Christina, a.k.a. Breezy. Ruizy.
Woo.
Miss you, buddy. Hope you're well.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Kyle Schroetel.
Kyle.
Usually that ends with woof, I believe. Is your thing with Kyle Schroetel?
Woof.
I don't know.
Oh, man. This
Thanks
makes
to
me sound
Faye
mean.
Anaway. I feel like Faye Anaway got
Faye?
shuffled. I feel like
really?
Faye Anaway is usually toward the top, and now they're now. See, the problem, and I feel bad. Normally, these names at the bottom, this is when I'm like, okay, I'm running out of like bits to just throw around.
Oh, really? You don't space out your bits?
I don't space them out. No, I'm a real early bit shooter.
Dang.
I shoot my bits
Here
real
was
early.
thinking you're a farmer, just tilling the field.
Yeah, no, that was no. If
seed.
you were to look at my farmland, it'd be like tons of corn
did you
right up
do?
top, and then back there just a wasteland.
Nothing. Just nothing.
Thanks to Dr. DNA PhD.
Nice.
Thanks to Daniel Christensen.
Thanks, Daniel.
Thanks to Taylor Carriage.
Yes.
And finally, Maggie's favorite. Thanks to Adamantium Jello. You do. You get breathy around Adamantium Jello.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
You want to thank your parents? Your parents have been listening to us for years.
Oh my God.
They haven't heard anything from us for forever. I mean, so.
Hi, Mom.
What have they even been doing?
Hi, Dad.
Yeah.
Fucking having the time of their lives.
Yeah.
They fucking travel all over. They go to
Really?
concerts all the time.
What concerts do they go to? Name me
Cool
one,
ones.
like what?
ELO.
ELO?
Yes, their final tour or whatever.
Look at
yeah,
that.
They were there.
They were there.
They were there. When I was over, my dad, almost every day for his pajamas, wore his Paul McCartney Lollapalooza shirt.
This is thrilling. The fact that your dad has that.
Yeah.
The fact that Paul McCartney played Lollapalooza.
Yes.
And that your dad's like, that's the one I'm going to go to.
which again is an outdoor all day concert.
Oh, Lollapalooza is the worst. I
love it.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
But it's miserable.
Yes.
It's like Coachella was miserable
Yeah.
too.
You wouldn't in good
I've been 3
conscience
times Coachella.
tell your, parents to go there.
Oh no.
They
No.
went.
Especially not for Paul McCartney.
They had a blast.
Paul McCartney's like why isn't he playing the Sphere or whatever?
I
right?
know. It was pretty weird.
Yeah.
But I saw
Has
him.
he played the Sphere yet?
No.
He's got to, right? Like that's.
I don't know. Artists seem really weird about the Sphere, or something's going on because it's only been Fish and U2.
Allegedly, both of those bands kicked the shit out of it. So
sure.
maybe it's
yeah.
intimidating. I don't know.
I think it might be. Yeah. Got to have a whole graphics package prepared.
Yeah, that is.
Fish did.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. That's what That's Fish's whole deal.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Who would you see at the Sphere? Who do you like enough that it's like I'd go see him at the Sphere?
I would see anyone. I want to go to the Sphere, but
Okay.
I'm waiting for a band that I would want to see to do it.
Okay. Because one thing that happened since last time we recorded,
Yeah.
was that you and I went and saw Vampire Weekend.
We did.
We saw them
We did.
at the Hollywood Bowl, which was a lot of
Yeah.
fun. It was a good show,
Yeah.
and
Fun.
I would not go see them at the Sphere. Would you? And I
Yeah.
thought they were good.
Yeah, I would.
But I wouldn't.
Why? Are we saving Sphere for someone special?
I want a band that has a visual language. You know what I mean? That like does
Sure.
stuff that I'd be interested in
Well,
visually.
I think that's why it is only those bands who thus far have played there.
Like I didn't enjoy the one time I saw Animal Collective live
Yeah.
because it just was like play songs, bro, and they weren't doing that.
Yeah.
But I would see them at the Sphere. Like that.
Sure.
That's the kind of band I would go see.
Right.
It's like they would do something fun.
Yeah.
Or Bjork.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Bjork
Yeah.
at Sphere. Sign me up.
Right.
I'm all the way in on that. Whatever she wants to do.
Not
I'm all
you
the way in
two?
on it.
Would you see?
Oh, I'd see you too, of course. But I love you too. I've seen them
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
I saw Bjork once at Coachella,
Right.
and she was good.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like there's probably a better Bjork show to watch.
Yeah.
My number one band would be Radiohead, obviously, but like I don't need it to be them. It could be. I'm just thinking of other acts I'd be interested in seeing. Believe it or not, I kind of think this is you're going to be surprised by this. I think I'd see Taylor Swift at the Sphere.
Sure.
Like if I could afford it and didn't have to deal with the nonsense.
Sure. Well, yeah, you wouldn't be able to.
100%. But like setting those things aside, I do
Right.
think that'd be a great place to see her.
For
I think she'd be awesome. at
visual.
that. Yeah, I
reasons?
think she'd be great at that. I really do. I think that would be a good venue for her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Zeppelin reuniting. You don't care.
Sure.
Zeppelin doesn't do it for you're not a Zeppelin dad?
I like some of their
Really?
songs. Yeah.
I thought you were more of a Zeppelin person.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's a very surprising fact. I feel like you'd really like them. Or maybe
I have heard. I mean, I've heard all their songs.
and
Yeah.
just interesting. Huh. Well, that's a mysterious ending to this podcast. Yeah.
I am full of mystery.
You are full of mystery.
Yeah.
That was a lot of pleasure, hopefully. And it's so good to be back.
It is.
You know?
It is.
Happy 2025, everybody.
Yeah.
Hopefully things are going fine for everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Hope so.
We're going to keep doing the podcast whenever we have time, which, you know, is more regularly than the last 6 months, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, we're doing a podcast called Lynchpins
Yes.
down at the Nebula Mines.
Yeah.
It's a video podcast, so you can
is.
finally see our ridiculous faces.
I think you would like to.
Oh, you'd like
We
it.
got some funny body language going on. You know?
Oh, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
We're going to keep doing that. We're about halfway through the canon of David Lynch's films.
We're getting to the meat.
We're getting to the best stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff going forward, I think is like, oh yeah,
Potatoes.
let's do
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
we're excited.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if you haven't seen the Dune episode, you might want to check that out
Pretty good.
because we really went to town
We
on
did.
Dune.
Yeah.
And that was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Mags, anything else you want to plug?
Nah, man. Nah. I think you covered it.
Great.
You know?
Well then, bye.
Bye.
This has been a Small Beans endeavor. We're a bunch of pals who make podcasts, sketches, music, web series, and movies. The Beans always have new ideas percolating, so make sure to check us out at patreon.com/smallbeans. That's patreon.com/smallbeans, where you can browse all of our current and past content, see what we've got planned in the future, and learn how your support can help the small beans grow into huge, giant monster beans. If you enjoyed this content module, please like, rate, subscribe, or tell a friend about us. We love you!